How to set up dynamic changes of volume and pan and switching on and off of your return tracks in Ableton Live. Hi, I'm Toby from abletondrummer.com, and I have some pretty cool new Max for Live devices which are actually doing that. So you can have a look here. If I'm changing the volume fader here, if I'm changing the on and off knob, you can see it's mapped to the A reverb. Here I can change the pan settings as well, and this all can be automated in Ableton Live session view, which isn't natively possible. So as you might know, you are able to set up dummy clips to automate parameter changes when you're selecting a next tune or going to a different part in your Ableton Live set in Ableton Live session view. And those dummy clips only can change parameters on the tracks where they are sitting. So with those devices here, for the master track, for the return tracks, for group tracks, and even some more for automating sends here as well, you can actually change this, set this up before you play, so you make sure the right effects are kicking in at the right time automatically. So how do we set this up? So we're gonna look at the automate track here first. For the return tracks, automate the return tracks device here. So let's fold down the others. So if we have a return track, let's say we just create a few more here. So now we have more return tracks, and let's say we want to control return track D here, this one. So those devices are sitting on those Max for Live devices are sitting on a MIDI track, because it's really easy to just create a clip just by double clicking on an empty clip slot. But first we need to tell the device which track it should actually touch. So we have a menu here, and if we hit refresh, it will show up the newly created return tracks. Here we select D return. Obviously, if you name this different, then the name would show up different. And I then hit set. And now the name's showing up, and now this is matched, the device is matched and controls the return track D here. So now I can just create a MIDI clip, double click on an empty clip slot, and it already jumps to the last parameter I touched. So I already have the D return device here, and I can select the volume, speaker on, X fade assign, pan mode, track panning, and if I have the split panning, I can do a left split pan and a right split pan automation here as well. Let's keep the things simple, and let's just create a simple volume change here. So now I created a little 2 breakpoints here, going up from -10 dB going up to 6 dB, and this way when the clip is playing now, we can see the automation is being applied to the D return track here to its volume slider. So let's do this once more. Maybe let's say we wanna switch the track on and off. So just so you fully can follow, you have in Ableton Live, you have an envelope section here. So this is on the top in 11 and 10. This is on the side around here. So on the top, you need to select the envelope section on the MIDI clip you just created. You go to D return, you go to the speaker on, and now I could set a breakpoint, and maybe let's have this off and on, and now it's turning off and on when this MIDI clip is playing. And the logic here is, if you're in Ableton Live session view, you trigger a whole scene quite often, meaning you're triggering this full song here and you want something to then being turned on, for example your D return track here. So if I now play this clip, you can see the track on and off button, or the track speaker on button is actually following this automation here. Obviously, if you just want to turn this on, you probably would switch off the loop and then just set it maybe like this. Some parameters in Ableton Live need a change in parameter. So this is now going from off to on, just via breakpoint. You can set up breakpoints anywhere you want on this red line here just by clicking on there and then click drag. You click on the point and you change the breakpoint where it should go to. So now this is off. If we now play this scene here, this clip will play, the automation we wrote in here will be taken over, so it's now being on and the clip would stop after it because it's not set to loop anymore. So those are Max for Live devices, and as I mentioned before, there are a few more devices in this pack here for automating the master track here as well, automating group tracks here as well, making those things accessible, making the pan, the volume, the track crossfader, assign A/B, and the split stereo if you need the split stereo here as well. Make this all automatable. Those are Max for Live devices. You will need Max for Live to make use of those. Max for Live is included in Ableton Live Suite or can be bought as an add-on towards Ableton Live Standard. Follow the link in the video description below to get those devices. Take care, bye bye.